Hello everybody, and welcome to week 9 of CIT 230. This week I'm going to be talking about CSS Keyframe Animations, which is actually a topic that was a lot of fun to do some research on since I had no idea what it was, and I actually plan on using it a lot in the future because they are really fun. So why should you use animations for your websites? Animations make the website more fun and interactive, especially for people who are going to be viewing the site. It makes it a little bit more fun for them and makes it more creative. It can be as simple as having a logo that changes color or having a box on the site that moves around and changes into a circle. It can also help to create transitions for a web page, which it can be kind of fun too. But it can make your site more impressive and fun for the viewers of the site. So what is a keyframe? So a keyframe is an animation style that's used in the CSS of the web page. So you're not going to be using the keyframe in the actual HTML, but you're going to be using it in the CSS properties for the website. But it allows you to create parts of a website that move and change, which can be really fun because it can allow you to really create an actual animation for the site. In the site CSS, you have to specify the fact that it is a keyframe with the @keyframes tag. That's the only way that it will establish that that is what it is. If you don't have that, then it won't work. And then any style that you add to the @keyframes will change gradually from the starting style, so whatever you have it set to at 0, to whatever it's set to do throughout the keyframe. With keyframes, you can change the color and shape of an animation. You can also create some variety to the web page and make it more fun using these things. It was really fun when I started trying this out to change the color and the shape of a little box that I created. So with background color, you can change the color of the animation, and then by using a percentage, you can have it change from one percentage to another. So in this case, I have 0%, 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. You can do any other variation of percentages, but that tends to be the easiest to use. So I have here 0% background color is blue, so that means that at 0 of whatever I have the animation set to, it's blue. And then 25, it's purple, and you can go from 50 to 100 with any other colors that you might want. You can also change the direction of the animation as well. So you don't just have to change the color, you can change which way it goes. You can accomplish this by using the top, right, left, and bottom to be able to change which direction you want it to go. So here I have an example of 0%, it's left, 0 pixels, and top 0 pixels, meaning that when it's at 0, it's not going to be moving or doing anything. It's just at 0. And then 25, it moves left 200 pixels, but it's not moving down or anything, so it's still set to 0 pixels. And then 50%, it is left 200 pixels and then down using the top 200 pixels. So it'll move left and down, and then you can keep setting that however you'd like to with 75 and 100% too. And then not only can you change the color and the direction that it moves, but you can also change its shape. This was also really fun to see because you can change the shape using the border radius. So here I have an example of 0%. You have the border radius at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So at 0%, it will just be 0. So it'll be whatever the shape is that you've selected for this animation to be. Then at 25%, I have the border radius of 50%, 0, 0, and 0. So that means at 25%, 50%, or that first corner of the box, because I did a box, will be 50% moved in. And then the rest will all be 0, so they'll be what it is normally. And then 50%, I have the border radius set to 50%, 50%, 0, and 0, meaning the first 2 corners will be moved in 50%, and the other 2 will be moved in 0. You can continue this with 75% with 50, 50, 50, and then 0. And then 100% is 50, 50, 50, 50, and 50, and that'll give you a circle. So it goes from a box to a circle. So for each 0, it is the corner of the box. So that's something important to remember so that you know which one you're changing and how much you want it to change. And that'll help you change the shape even more. So the animation property, this is something that is used with the keyframe animation aspect, but it's a totally separate entity from the keyframe. So within the class that you selected for the animation, because in the HTML you have to have a class selected for whatever you're wanting to animate. And then that class in the CSS, you'll use the animation property to be able to make the animation actually work. If you don't have the animation property selected and specified, then nothing's going to happen and nothing will animate. So you have to have that animation property set in there or you're not going to do anything. So a couple of the more popular examples, and I'll go over these more in detail in a second, is animation direction, animation duration, animation delay, animation name, animation iteration count, and animation fill mode. So animation direction and duration, so when using these properties, you will put them into the CSS for the class that you want to animate, and they'll look something like this. So I did box as my my CSS property for this, or my item, and then I have animation duration set to 4 seconds. So that means that this animation will run for 4 seconds total. So that means at 0 seconds, it will be 0%, and then it will be 25% at 1 second, and will continue on until it hits 100% or 4 seconds. So this will set the animation time, which you can set this duration to anywhere between 0 and as long as you want. If you want it to be 100 hours, you could set it to 100 hours. It's going to take forever to happen, but it will gradually change over time. And then animation direction will set which way the animation goes. So I have it here as alternate. So it'll alternate one direction and then it'll go back the other direction. So it can go in reverse, it can go normal, it can alternate, or it can alternate reverse, meaning it'll alternate and then it'll alternate again. So kind of fun that you have a little bit more variety here, so you can set whatever the animation is to change and transform depending on the time and the direction. And then, animation delay and name. So the name is one of the most important parts of the animation, because if you don't have the name specified, then when you get to the keyframes tag to call the animation that you're messing with, it won't call anything. So you have to make sure that you have a name set, and then once the name is set, you have to remember in the keyframes section to be able to specify that name. So the animation name can be anything that you want. I just put it as my Annie. Don't know why, but that's just what I decided to set it for as the example. So animation name, anything you'd like it to be, but then animation delay sets the delay for how long you'd like to wait before the animation starts. So it can be both positive and negative. If you wanted this animation to start before they even got to the page, you could select it for negative seconds instead of positive seconds. So with this being 2 seconds, that means that when they get to the page, it'll wait 2 seconds, and then it'll start. If you want it to already be occurring, you'd set it to negative, so it would be negative 2 seconds, so when they click on the page, it looks like it's already going. And then the keyframes, the @keyframes is where you would put, of course, the name, and then it would look something similar to this, so 0%, 50%, and so on and so forth. And then animation iteration count and fill mode. So the iteration can set the amount of time the animation will occur, and the fill mode will decide how your animation ends. So if it ends the way it started, or if it ends with the changes in place. So animation iteration count can be set from 1 to infinite. So you can have it go one time around, or you can have it go continuously, similar to like the Windows screen that just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. Animation fill mode, however, can be set to none, forwards, backwards, or both. So this will just change the way that the animation can go. So if you have it set to 2 times, then it will go forward 2 times, and then it'll go forward 1 time, and then it'll go backwards the next. So what does this all look like when you put it together? So this, I have here my just basic HTML. I have my class of box, because that's what I decided to make. And you can see it made a box. And then here is my CSS for it. So I have the body of my page just set to black, just so you can see it a little bit easier. And then box here is where you want to fill in all of the different animation styles. So you see here I have the width and height set to 200, and the background's red so you can see it. And then position relative, because it's going to be moving around, I just have it set to relative so it doesn't really matter where it is on the page. And then you can see my animation name and the duration in seconds. So 4 seconds, and then it's set to go 2 times. And then it's set to go in reverse and alternate that. And then here you can see that my keyframes for it. So at 0%, the background color is supposed to be pink, and then it's supposed to go left 0 and top 0, and it's not going to do anything with the borders. And then here at 25, it's going to be purple and go 300 left, but not go anywhere on the bottom. And then the border, the first corner is supposed to go down, and then it's going to continue from there on. So let's see what this looks like when you put everything together. And there you go. And it ends just the way that it began because of the way that it's set up. So if I wanted to, I could not comment these out and have this be a part of it as well. And let's see how that changed it. Oh, there we go. So it's going to wait 2 seconds, and then it's going to start. And there we go. That is what it's going to look like when you put all of these different things together. And it really isn't that hard to create. I actually thought it was going to be a lot more difficult than it was, but just using these simple things actually really made it a lot of fun to see the box move and change color, and it was really easy to actually format and make using just simple CSS. And that is it for the Keyframes animations. I hope that this video was helpful and that you're able to get some cool ideas for using this in the future. And I hope you all have a good day.